There's this theory I have. I've discussed this with one of my friends many times about Africa and the African culture. And it's this idea that we are very conceptual, like
Hmm.
we are very deep when it comes to like making sense of like story, myths, and all of that. But we are not driven by excellence. So you would see that in, say, someone is trying to make, I mean, like there are people that are driving for excellence now in modern day where you see, someone making music and then they are doing it at the highest level,
Mm-hmm.
like on a global level of furniture, for instance. But like I was using a table that a local craftsman had
Yeah,
made,
made.
and then it was not balanced. But like it was nice. Just like on a conceptual level,
It was nice.
it's a nice, if you take a picture of it, you would appreciate it. But like when it comes to like the science of, okay, how do you make sure this is durable, this is actually comfortable and it works and can last, it looks like we always come behind in the intelligence of things. So but what is your experience in that regard? Do you think um it's okay for us to just focus on this, ability to tell story and be expressive and all of that?
I think as you're asking me these questions, I'm just realizing that I've actually put myself in situations
Hmm.
that can help me answer these questions well
Okay.
with very good context.
Okay.
And I like the fact you use furniture as an example. Um, yes, we can be very conceptual, but I think that um, let me answer the question directly first. I
Okay.
don't think we should just be telling stories without actually having results for it
Hmm.
or having stuff to back up those things that we're actually pushing.
Hmm.
I totally agree to that, but we also now need to find ways to elevate our people to not be in poverty mentality always, or to not be in survival mode
Hmm.
always. So I've worked with furniture trust me, I've worked with furniture guys. Let me, that one is going over saying furniture guys, carpenters
Hmm.
and upholsterers and the 360 that
Hmm.
has to do with furniture. I've
Okay.
worked with everybody. And I think this was one thing that in 2020, 2021, I started trying to raise, trying to do it, turn Alaga into a proper startup.
Hmm.
And I had an idea. I'm not going to share the idea yet, but let me just keep the conversation going. But just to show you that I kind of know what I'm talking about,
Okay.
is that most of these guys are racing against time.
Hmm.
This is what I mean. You go to a furniture guy, I want to do this table. I want to do this table. He'll tell you it will take 2 weeks to do the table.
Hmm.
And you tell him that how much is it? And he tells you it's 100k. It tells you that this table is 100k. Knowing that if he goes over that amount, you will not buy.
Hmm.
Now, the table is 100k, and at the end of the day, this guy is making 15k off of that
That
table.
100K.
Even that 15k safe is shaking.
Hmm.
Now, is it that 15k that is going to use for 2 weeks in Nigeria to feed his family? Think about that. Now, because I can't use 15k to feed my family, I have given him this furniture. You come back and say, Bami Baile, no, Kobami. How many weeks is it going to take? 2 weeks again. So yeah, I've taken this table, that chair, this chair. I've told all of you 2 weeks. And that's about 6 furniture pieces I've taken. And on all those furniture pieces, I'm making 15k. Now, I'm comfortable that I have money that I can be able to feed my family for the 2 weeks. But do I have the manpower to get all of those jobs done in that
Done.
2 weeks? Now, because I don't have the manpower, I want to
Shortcut.
take shortcuts. I want to ensure that at least 3 of those furniture pieces are out. The people that will beat me, let me first cater to their own. Then the people that I can beat, I will
I'll take my time.
I'm a dasiri
Wood.
off.
Yeah.
I'm a dasiri off or whatever it is. And at the end of the day, they mess everything up.
Hmm.
They mess everything up. Do you think that if he had that 2 weeks, he had the right tools, he had the right profit to make on it, do you think he's going to concentrate on making that thing well or not? I saw that as a major problem because a lot of times we blame these guys, but it's a poverty problem. A typical, what's it called, handmade furniture in America sells higher than when you buy retail furniture. Most of the furniture we buy as
Mass production.
as retail in
Ready
Nigeria
made.
are supposed to be mass produced stuff.
Okay.
Then when you go and do a handmade furniture, it's special.
Yes, specialized. It's
And
bespoke,
they will bill you for that
that.
specialty. So these are the issues around this thing. So there's no how that people would continue in that system that they are going to progress. It's not going to happen because they need to eat. And in this day and time, back, in the 90s, into early 2000s even, we had a furniture in my house that my dad bought in, I think, 89 or something. And I don't know, 88 or 89. And we use that furniture. I think it's still somewhere in our house. It's still the carcass is still somewhere there. We use that. Now we spoil them. Like now we eventually spoil them because we didn't. When it got spoiled, we didn't fix it quick, which is a bad behavior by the way. Like that, and we kept it somewhere. But that chair lasted. We're just changing the clothes, and all of that because
someone made it
well. Then that person had boys that were working with him. Now nobody want to do furniture again. Nobody wants all these things. Everybody's just Yahoo Street, that kind of thing. So there's a dearth of craftsmanship.
Yeah,
and there's a higher demand for it. So there's a problem already in this thing. So how do we solve for all these kind of problems? So if we are going to, we are saying stories are important. And this is a story on this one that Nigerian artisans are bad. That is a story, which is something that we need to, that's a narrative that we need to address. And if we are going to address it, there are things like this that we should be addressing now. And how can we now do it that the society has better artistry when it comes to this thing? So it's a what's it called? It's a situation where it's easy to blame the obvious victim, or the obvious culprits, rather. But if you look at
system problem.
It's a system problem. If you look at it deeply, it's a system problem.
So the prosperity of the average person ties back into like the quality of their individual output.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.